I'm Joanna DeCellis, editor of Club and Resort Chef, and I'm here today with Shawn Loving, executive chef of the Detroit Athletic Club. Thanks for joining us today, Chef.
I'm so happy to be with you. Thank
I'm
you for having
that
me.
You're here too.
I was as soon as I saw the email, it's like, of course I'll do it.
And I'm delighted by
Absolutely.
that. How have you been? How are things in Detroit?
Detroit is great. Detroit is busy. And I think that all my colleagues would say that everyone's busy and knocking down numbers, and there's no such thing as downtime at the Detroit Athletic Club. So it's just been a whirlwind for me the past 3 years.
Yeah, so you've been there 3 years
now.
Been
there 3 years. I just hit my stride. Now I'm in my third year.
This is kind of where, you've got your arms around it, and you can start to really influence what's happening there. So what's going on? Tell us.
So I'm still sitting with a lot of my staff that I inherited that were there when Chef Brennan left. But I would say that, there was some attrition, individuals, especially from a salary perspective, that departed, and I was supportive of them and wanted them to go and do the new thing for them. But overall, I would say that just the staff I have, they've embraced me, and which was so important to me. I'm such a softie when it comes to people, and I wanted them to be happy. And so I think I have rhythm with them now, hitting a couple years already into the game, and now we're in the countdown of an official renovation in the kitchen.
That is big news.
It's so big.
The Detroit Athletic Club is built in the 1800s.
Yes,
the building is legendary.
It really is.
So a renovation is a big thing. So what's the plan? What will you do?
So it's just a full renovation, and so the way that property is or that kitchen, it's a full line, but yet it's not cut up. So it's not broken up at all. And so the new design has islands sort of in the kitchen, and a tasting table that's all encased in glass. And it looks like a living room inside of the actual kitchen for this, tent top that I can cook in.
You're going to have so much fun in there.
Oh man, the drawings are so cool.
Yes.
I'm like, wow, I can't wait to show my staff. But
yeah,
we'll get to that in our next pep rally this month. I'll show them how we're doing it. Yeah.
So inside the kitchen, you're changing the way it flows?
Yeah, I think the flow will be very, very close to the same, just based on volume and just how we do with events and clubs within the club. But overall, just the efficiency. I was really just striving for efficiency and just, at least a little bit of technology, but yet just ways to get around the kitchen a little bit more efficient. My garde manger kitchen will be enclosed now with sort of a temperature sort of feeling to it, to where all of the integrity of the product will remain. I saw a kitchen this way in garde manger in Tokyo when I did the Olympics, and I was like, man, if I ever had the opportunity to get my cold kitchen like this, I would do it. And then when I came and they said, sure, you can do it.
Here you go.
Really?
Yay.
Here.
Dreams
This
do
is what I would
come
like it
true.
to be, when we're not at Disney.
Wow, that's so exciting.
It's good. Yeah.
So when is the plan for this to start?
Starts February 19th.
Okay, of next year, of
next
2024.
Year. Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
So February 19th, 2024. And in the interim, will you work in a satellite kitchen?
Yeah, so our pavilion, which is, right outside all the different arenas and things that we have, there's still a kitchen there. So I'm going to makeshift that kitchen, if you will, to do a lot of events. It's already tented, but they'll do some other things to make it even more user-friendly for the membership. And then the other 3 restaurants will still operate at full capacity, because we just got done with a renovation for our bowling center, which now is a restaurant that has a la carte too. Okay. So those 3 restaurants will still be in high demand. And I think I'm going to do a series, though, outside of the club with other chefs that are around the community.
Like a guest chef?
Yeah, and I'll just go and sort of, I know we call them pop-ups, right? Everyone calls them that, but I'll do something where members can still come, and then we can collaborate with other chefs around the city. And so that's our goal. That's my hope.
That's pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah,
you have a lot of
really
moving parts.
It really is.
How do you balance all that?
I haven't found balance. I think that the last time I saw you, I was still saying this same statement, so I can't fib. I haven't found balance yet. But I have found more passion every day. I'm just passionate about it. I'm starting to get there a little bit more with comfort and knowing. But I don't know any chef that's passionate that really is ever comfortable with just letting go, right? It's like you always are thinking about, well, what should I do? Will they be okay? I'm always checking on them. But, at a certain point, I know that you have to let go. But I feel that it would take 3 or 4 years. When I left the college, I knew that it would take a little time before you just were on autopilot for a bit.
Yeah, but you're right at that point, right?
I'm there.
You're
yes.
right at that point
Yeah.
where now it starts to become sort of automated to a certain extent.
It
And
does.
now you can really, be creative.
And I can tell that it's
Yeah.
there because of the number of wine dinners, and now this is my second opportunity to come to the conference, and I brought another one of my chefs. So I can just feel the momentum. They're already asking me, well, who gets the opportunity to come next year, right? And so I think it's been just a very, very healthy approach to stepping into a new opportunity.
What do you think the Detroit Athletic Club does really well from a culinary perspective?
I think variety. I think just always keeping the culinary program and brand alert to so many different things going on. I mean, events that you wouldn't believe are coming up, we just have all the time. It could be the simplicity of a concert with Madonna to, a Caribbean night to a bowler's feast. Just every time there's a new event that way, it means the creative juices get to come out, and I get to pass along those nuggets to my team and let them participate with me. So I think that it gives them an opportunity to, yes, see cuisines, but just see things at just a different level. And that's what I think is most intriguing about the club.
Yeah. How would you describe your management philosophy?
It sounds really old, but I'm really such an open person. I operate off of just being right in the trenches with my team. I do get in trouble from time to time from management, like, what are you doing? You worked the line in the report last night. I read that you worked the line, but I've found in today's, sort of guild that your team needs to feel that you are with them. They don't need to feel a hierarchy. I just don't believe in that much. I just feel like the more that I can be with them and the more that I can lead by example, be calm, I think it works in the long run. You can be firm, but your firmness doesn't need to have fear in it. So that's always been my way.
What do you look for when you hire a new cook?
The first thing I look for is if they'll at least smile. If you can, don't be bothered by me. I always start opposite, like, what would you like to ask me? So I start that way just to see if they will just talk about anything separate from trying to impress with cooking thoughts or where they've been, because I think that I'm trying to continue to push forward a culture of family. If I can get some of those little tidbits, of, I have a dog and, all those things, and I start to feel like we would have a bond, we can grow together. But if it's all just strict sort of conversation about how powerful you are, I get like, ooh.
Yeah, maybe not the right place for you, right?
Yeah.
There's got to be a human element.
I need that. Yeah.
In a kitchen.
That's important to me,
Yeah.
I feel. Yeah.
How big is your culinary team?
I have 43 cooks,
Okay.
and I have 8 salaried chefs, and I have about 30 stewards.
How do you handle that work-life balance for that for your team to make sure that they still have time to unplug?
I think one of the things is no matter what, their request, their desires to get off early or not work PMs or have to have every other weekend off. It could be something as simple as one of my cooks, for example, heck or high water, has lunch with his grandparents on Monday. No problem, even though Mondays are pretty heavy in one of the restaurant locations. I sacrifice on the front end of those comforts. And I think that has set the stage towards my door and my open policy being just so comfortable for them. But also when you're asking for Easter and Mother's Day and all of the things that clubs need, there's no question for them. They're not hesitant or I can't believe I have to work. You don't have that pushback. They go to work with me hard. So I'm proud of that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
What is your relationship like with your manager, your general manager?
It's just wonderful. Mr. Johnson is he's such a passionate leader, and he is one that supports culinary. And it was one of my fears, to be honest, just from the first day, like interviewing and that, like you hear so many stories about, general managers and chefs that go a different direction as a result of their manager leaving, or just, I was always fearful of that. Not fearful of retaining employment, but just uncomfortable with what would that be like. And just open arms. He's comforted me through, showing me, hey, here's the expectations over here. But he's also sort of reversed it too. Hey, chef, swing by my office. What do you think about this? And it may not be necessarily culinary. And so that's made me feel very, very comfortable. Besides the fact of, our director of food and beverage, Mr. H, I call him. He's wonderful. His laughter's great, and our AGM Ty. So it's a lot of management, but I feel like the door is just wide open for us to grow together.
That's so exciting. What a fun few years ahead of you.
Fun, and Manila this summer, and Paris Olympics is next summer.
So you're participating in the next Olympics?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So tell us, for everyone who doesn't know, what does that mean? You're participating in the next Olympics. What is your role, and what will you be doing?
So my role is executive chef of USA Basketball for the senior men's and women's basketball team. And so I travel every other year with them, but we're in a back-to-back time because of the pandemic made for Tokyo to happen a year later. So this summer's the World Championships, but we're already qualified because of our gold. And we will go to Manila just to sort of get our feet wet and see where we're at. And then Paris obviously will be next summer. So an interview at around that time will be quite interesting with you and me, because my kitchen will be close to open. I'll be returning. I'm sure they're going to want me to do some kind of event like I did before that represents the Olympics. So do I look nervous about that too?
Not at all.
Not at all?
You
Okay.
have got this.
There you go.
You've got
That's why I haven't done that fire thing with you yet, because I'll get nervous and I won't have the right answers.
Oh.
Yeah.
So as you ramp up for the Olympics, you've done it before, so you kind of have a lay of the land. What are some things that you do to prepare for that role?
I reach out to the hotels early, and I start to talk about just what's available and what's not. Like, what's the best possible opportunity for the most simple dish, but how can I, prepare it effectively? Because if a 7-foot basketball player is asking me for corn in the middle of an area where they don't really believe in corn, it's just not quite how it's going to go. So I'd like to get those things out of the way. And then when the team arrives, then I have a meeting with them, and then I talk to them about the do's and don'ts, where we stand with things. And I also, move into cutoffs of time. Like, you can't contact me at midnight looking for, roasted chicken or something because you're playing cards or something. I kind of set up the stage there. But as far as the hotels, I just look for camaraderie early.
That's so exciting for you. And to bring that back to your members and to your staff at Detroit Athletic Club, like, what an experience for them.
They love it.
I'm sure.
And we do sort of like a blogging while I'm gone. And
yeah.
every other day I send them photographs of what did I prepare that day. And the members start emailing me. And I'm like, I can't email you back right away because I'll miss a meal period
right.
because of their practices.
I'll get back to you.
The players are like, hey, what,
Yeah.
But everyone thinks I'm like, they're like hanging out, and I don't leave. I can't leave and go anywhere because that's how busy it is for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we wish you all of the best.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
Appreciate
joining
it.
us
Thanks
today.
for having me.